Richard. Thank you for Asia HR Forum for giving me this opportunity. And I'm very, very glad to be here and meet you all. I'm going to spend the next 5 to 7 minutes talking about my journey through this pandemic. And of course, what we've done at SPI to embrace this new world. And also what we think will be the new world post the COVID situation. All of us in the last so many years have heard terms of how every day is new, challenges are propellers, leadership in the VUCA world, are all topics we were prepared for, trained for. We wrapped our heads around these themes in meetings, seminars. We got back and tested our strategies clearly with a set of unknown. But when it came, I think it kind of slammed so fast, so unpredictable, and also distressing. And we're still trying to understand how this is all going to pan out for us personally. There are faces surfacing from the numbers, memories, and almost year on, I think this change has become such a constant that we're all embracing this new order. But first at SPI, I think as leaders, we knew it was time for us to enable and engage. And we call this our 4E strategy. At first, we enabled as many employees as possible with infrastructure to work from home. This meant localized strategy for different geographies that we operate in. It could be as simple as just shipping out desktops to working with local authorities, understanding country-wise regulations and nuances, and clearly ensuring the safety of our employees first. From then on, we ensured that our IT security, our upgraded protocols are all in place. And once we got our arms around that, I think it was time for us to enhance our client experience, like each one of us here in this conversation. As part of that, it was very, very critical to actively engage and recognize our employees. And I truly attribute our ability to implement this 4E strategy that we call is only because of agility, commitment, and some serious hard work, I think, from everybody across the organization, which brought us to near BAU situation very, very soon. And I'd like to spend a little bit of time here on what I meant by active engagement, especially for us at SPI. It was clearly a very hybrid approach that we took, from email to messages and to dialing out our employees, right? It was important to connect with every member of the SPI global family through various methods and on various topics. And I think we grew together a really new respect for what I call as personal touch. And that's what something that's resonated with me through these last 7 months. Our leadership team actually set that tone of personal touch with very active engagement in reducing anxieties at the employee level. I think our leaders, it was critical to create that environment of conversation and trust. And we started meeting employees in right-size groups so that we ensure that coverage and continuing with our focus on being in touch with our employees personally. And it is now very important for us at HR, now that we have created this environment, that we continue to be responsive and find ways to sustain this journey through the COVID pandemic and also post that as well. And as important as it is to go through this in a structured manner, we also saw an opportunity in enhancing our client experience in these new ways of working. We did what we call our optimized productivity campaign, which was another medium to be in touch with our employees and truly brought cross-functional teams together to collaborate. And it was done globally. I think our teams were empowered, and I think it brought out what we call our client-centric culture to the forefront. And today it is it's just the new way of working at SPI. But clearly the differentiator was how we built those cross-functional teams and how we brought teams together to collaborate really made a difference for us, especially at SPI. Now moving on to what it meant for each one of us in the HR team, to all my HR colleagues out here, we were not on the sidelines for sure. I think we were on the center stage. We were transforming rapidly. Everything that we spoke about, virtual, digital, and people centricity was all to the core. I think this season just shined the light on us as HR teams. And very frequently asked question from all my HR teams and colleagues is, what does this new normal mean to us? As cliched as it sounds, that we will be embracing digital recruiting, virtual hiring, L&D, workforce management platforms are all here to stay. I don't want to take away the fact that this pandemic has actually accelerated our digital journey. We have started to now move to driving outcomes. So it's not just about digitalizing, virtualizing, but it's about driving outcomes in this new normal and bring it to almost near BAU situation for us at SPI. And that's what I'd encourage all of my HR colleagues to focus on as we go through these next few months. The next point is very personal and very important for me. Every HR professional should embrace our ability to understand and deliver success using data. While we picked up data insights, were required, it could be from attrition and surveys that we did annually. But in the new normal, what I've understood is that data is available to us at scale. And if we don't adapt to understand, read data, we will succumb. From every employee engagement survey that we're doing to multiple dipsticks that we're doing on a day-to-day basis on work conditions, wellness, learning agility and attrition and working along with the business on productivity metrics, they're all coming to us online and in a lot of data out there. I think personally it is important in a very, very short period of time for us to rebuild our models, optimize, and make data and insights as relevant as possible and make it our new way of working. So that's my personal request to each one of you out there, so that we continue to stay relevant and are able to derive from those insights and huge amount of data that we have collected through the pandemic, and that's going to come in the next few months as well. I'll stop here to say that for my total rewards colleagues and specialists, wellness is one area which will not be nice to have anymore. I think it's going to feature in our every total reward strategy with specific focus on mental wellness. I'm sure you're all happy to hear that that's the right change that needed to happen, and that's going to feature in our priority list for every HR leader. And this way of engaging with our employees is really going to stand out in the next few years. The next thing that for me personally, I believe is going to be very important as someone who's worked closely on organization design and competency framework, empathy, resilience, collaboration, agility will all feature in our skill competency taxonomies. Every competency framework, be it for individual contributors or people managers, are relevant today more than ever. And I'm sure all of you agree to that fact. Moving on to our talent acquisition team, I know I've put you last, but I think you are the ones who've been unshackled in this situation. I believe in this new world, which is really fast forwarding right now from a talent mapping perspective, and also our digital agenda across the organization. In fact, we at SPI have started to expand our talent market, understand how we can improve the level of flexibility for potential candidates who could not contribute in the past, to bring them into workforce. And I think these flexible workforce programs, remote programs are all going to get more structured and are here to stay. Finally, I think health, hygiene, our spirit of volunteering, and the greater sense of community has what has brought us all together, and will continue to keep us together, rightfully so. And as organization, as HR colleagues, working along with the local government and authorities, in a sense of community, we have all come together in this process. Many colleagues, I'm sure, in the industry earlier on have complained about so many webinars and events, and so much that's gone online in the last few months. I think we have, as corporates and organizations, unshackled our own ways. We are sharing information with each other more than ever, right? Our best practices have been shared more than ever before to bring this community together. And I personally think that we should continue to do so, because this situation has helped us adapt, and we should hold on to everything that we got in the interest of the community, for sure. And I'm sure in all this distancing that we've had, we have come together as a community in our own ways in sharing some of those best practices. And at this point, I would really like to thank the Asia HR Forum in bringing us together, and really my best wishes to all of you out there who are going to work through this next new world, and are also going to adapt to these changes, and I'm sure with same energy as how we have done in the last 7 months. Thank you all, and my best wishes to everybody in this group.